The steakhouse was buzzing that night, the kind of place where polished shoes clicked against marble floors and every table was a power meeting in disguise. And right in the middle of it all sat Olivia Grant, a woman who built her empire brick by brick in a city that never once handed her anything. She was alone at her corner booth, calm as ever, swirling a glass of wine while the room around her hummed with half-whispered deals. Then it happened. 3 men in dark suits closed in on her table like vultures. One clamped down on her wrist, another shoved her wineglass to the floor, and the last one leaned in close, his breath sour with arrogance. "You should have taken the offer, Olivia," he hissed. Around them, every polished face in the restaurant suddenly became blind. Forks kept moving, conversations carried on, but not a soul lifted a finger. What nobody noticed, at least not yet, was the tall, quiet man standing near the bar, balancing a tray of sparkling water. His name was Daniel Reed. Most folks just thought of him as the waiter, who never spoke more than he had to, always moving with that eerie kind of calm, like nothing in the world could rattle him. But that night, something in him shifted. He set the tray down, walked toward the table, and in one swift surgical motion, his hand latched onto the thug's wrist. Pressure applied, bones cracked clean, precise. The man screamed, dropping to his knees. The other 2 froze, shocked that this nobody waiter moved like a man who'd lived his whole life in combat. And here's the part that hooked everyone later. Daniel didn't puff out his chest or make some grand speech. He just looked at them with those cold, unblinking eyes and said, "Dinner's over." The cops came handcuffed. The 3 men dragged them out past the glittering bar. Olivia, rubbing her bruised wrist, turned to Daniel and asked, "Who are you really?" He just gave a faint smile and answered, "Former military. That's all." Then he walked back toward the kitchen like nothing had happened. But Olivia wasn't fooled. She'd seen enough bodyguards, mercenaries, and so-called tough guys in her career to know the difference. This man wasn't just former military. This was something sharper, more dangerous, the kind of training that didn't come from a weekend boot camp. Now here's where it gets interesting. The man behind those 3 goons was Victor Kane, a billionaire investor who treated Wall Street like his personal battlefield. Suits tailored to perfection, words as smooth as oil, but everyone knew cross him, and you didn't just lose a deal, you lost your peace of mind. Olivia had turned him down in a boardroom just last week, sliding his contract back across the glass table with a smile. "You don't buy me, Victor. You don't buy what I've built." He didn't raise his voice, didn't even break his grin, but his reply was sharp enough to cut glass. "You might want to reconsider. Refusing me tends to come with consequences." Now she understood exactly what he meant. Daniel tried to slip back into his quiet life. A modest apartment on the edge of Queen's Shoes, lined at perfect right angles by the door books, stacked with military precision, and a photo on his nightstand. His late wife Anna holding their daughter Lily when she was just a toddler. That photo never moved, not once. Lily was 7 now, all bright eyes and endless questions, the only thing that kept him anchored after losing Anna in a car accident. He'd walked away from the Navy SEALs 3 years ago, left behind his code name Ghost, and buried that part of himself deep enough he thought it would never surface again. But in one night, in front of half of Manhattan, the ghost had returned. And Victor Kane, he was furious. Sitting high above the skyline in his penthouse office, he stared down at the city like it was his kingdom. 3 trained men undone by a waiter, he seethed, slamming the newspaper against the wall. Find out who he is, where he comes from, everything. Daniel's instincts screamed at him. Routine was survival. But after that night, routine was broken. News reporters called his apartment neighbors whispered strangers stared too long at him in the grocery store. He packed up, ready to move again. Lily would be sad to leave the room with the glowing stars on her ceiling, but she was resilient. He'd tell her it was just another adventure. Still, he couldn't outrun what was coming. A black SUV crept behind him one morning after he dropped Lily at school. The window rolled down and a voice called his name. "Mr. Reed, my employer would like a word." Daniel didn't break stride. "I'm late for work. Your daughter's in second grade now, right? Miss Carter's class." He froze. That was the mistake. Nobody mentioned his daughter. Nobody. He turned to the man, eyes cold as steel. "Say her name again, and I promise you won't finish the sentence." The driver's smirk faltered. "Just an observation." He stammered, but the message was clear. Victor Kane had eyes on Lily. They met at a cafe not long after. Victor sat there in his $1,000 suit, sipping espresso like he was greeting an old friend. "Impressive work at the restaurant," he said smoothly. "You're wasting your talent waiting tables. I could use a man like you." Daniel stayed standing, every muscle relaxed but ready. "You mentioned my daughter. That doesn't happen again." Victor's smile thinned. 6 figures, full benefits, stability for you and her. All I ask is, temper Olivia's defiance. Make her understand her place. Daniel leaned down, hands braced on the table. His voice was low, steady, lethal. "Listen carefully. If you ever come near my daughter, if you so much as whisper her name again, what happened to your men will feel merciful." Victor's jaw twitched. "Threats don't impress me." Daniel's straightened eyes never leaving his. That wasn't a threat. That was a promise. Then he walked out, leaving the King of Manhattan rattled for the first time in years. But the game wasn't over. That same night, Olivia called him. "You're in danger," she said. "This isn't just business anymore. Kane wants my company's encryption technology. If he gets it, it could compromise national security. He'll come after anyone in his way, including you." Daniel almost hung up, but then she said the one thing that stopped him cold. "Bring Lily with you. I'll make sure she's safe." He didn't trust easily, but he knew one thing: standing alone wasn't an option anymore. He met Olivia in a run-down deli. Lily at his side, clutching her backpack with little astronaut pins. Olivia knelt, smiled gently at her. "Your dad helped me when I was in trouble," she said. Lily's serious eyes didn't blink. "That's what he does. He helps people." For the first time in years, Daniel saw respect in someone's eyes, not pity. Olivia offered him more than money. She offered protection, a way to shield Lily from the storm Victor had unleashed. By the end of the week, the three of them stood inside a secluded estate, miles from the city's noise. Lily laughed in the garden with cookies in her hands, safe for the first time in days. Daniel leaned against the doorway, finally letting his guard drop for just a moment. Olivia stepped beside him, her voice quiet. "You don't have to carry it all alone, you know." He didn't answer, not with words. But when Lily ran toward him, arms wide, shouting, "Daddy," he knew exactly why he'd keep fighting. Not for money, not for revenge. For her. And maybe, just maybe, for a chance at something more than survival. Now here's where I'll leave you. Was Daniel right to threaten Victor Kane to step back into the shadows he'd tried so hard to escape? Or should he have walked away, kept Lily hidden, and left Olivia to fight her own battles? Tell me what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments about power justice, fathers protecting their kids. Have you ever seen someone underestimated only to rise up when it mattered most? I want to hear your story.